Hey, friends, and welcome back to That Woman podcast. If you've been journeying with me through this Renew and Rise series, then you already know that Lent isn't just about giving up chocolate or scrolling less on Instagram. It's about real heart renewal. And it's about stripping away what keeps us from God and becoming the women that He's called us to be. So far in the series, we've talked about discipline, detachment, forgiveness, sacrifice, very heavy topics, right? And now we are at kindness. And you might be thinking, finally, a break. This one's easy. My friend, if only it were that easy. Because if kindness was as simple as we think it should be, we wouldn't be struggling with impatience. We wouldn't be snapping at our kids when they ask us the same question for the 100th time of the day. We wouldn't be rolling our eyes at our husband when he forgets something. We wouldn't be holding on to that resentment towards a friend who let us down. The reality is that kindness isn't just about being nice. It's about being more like Jesus. And that's a whole different level of hard. But here's the good news: God doesn't just ask us to be kind, He equips us. And today, we're going to talk about how. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive on in to our theme of this week: kindness. So I have to be honest with you. I've been humbled by this topic more times than I can count. I used to think I was a pretty kind person. That is until I became a wife and a mom. Motherhood humbled me real fast. I remember having days when everything feels like it's too much, the baby's not napping, my to do list is out of control, and my patience is hanging by a thread. And as you might expect, I have snapped and been very short with my kids, with my husband, or even my parents. And immediately right after, I just feel like the worst mom, the worst wife, or the worst daughter in the world. Can anyone else relate to this? Kindness isn't just about what we say, it's also about how we make others feel. I don't have to scream or I don't have to say mean things necessarily, but the tone of my voice, the tension in my face, my impatience, or my distraction and lack of focus is enough to hurt the people I love the most. And when we respond in that way, we are not reflecting the heart that Jesus would want us to have. And this has made me realize something. We often think that kindness is about our big gestures, bringing someone a meal, complimenting a stranger, sending somebody flowers. And yes, those things matter. But true kindness starts in the unseen moments, in the way that we treat the people who are closest to us. So let me ask you this: who in your life is feeling the absence of your kindness right now? I want you to pause and just take a moment to think about this question. Who in your life is feeling the absence of your kindness right now? Maybe it's your spouse who's been met with coldness instead of warmth and love. Maybe it's your child who's longing for us to be more patient and be more gentle. Maybe is that friend that you've been keeping at an arm's length because of old wounds. Kindness is easy when it's convenient. But what about when it's not? The Bible is filled with reminders about kindness, but one of my favorite verses from the Bible is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32. It says, "Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you." So in this passage, it's not just telling us to be nice, it's telling us that we have to be kind, we have to be tender-hearted, and we have to be forgiving. I don't know about you guys, but that's like kindness 2.0 for me, all right? That's on a whole other level of kindness. And kindness isn't just about politeness either. It's also about having a heart that reflects Jesus. And Jesus didn't show kindness when it was easy. Think about the woman at the well. who was very cold towards Jesus at the beginning, Jesus didn't let that deter him. Or how about the leper that no one else would touch? The tax collectors that everyone else despised. Jesus saw them, loved them, and extended kindness when no one else would. And the ultimate act of kindness, it was the cross. When Jesus was mocked, beaten, betrayed, abandoned, he still chose kindness. He still chose love. And if we're called to follow him, then, my friend, we don't get to pick and choose when we're kind. That means kindness when your husband forgets something important for the millionth time. Kindness when your coworker tests your patience. Kindness when your child is asking you the same question over and over again. Kindness even when it's inconvenient. Because kindness is not about them, it's about who we are in Christ. So, I'm going to talk about 4 ways in which we can apply kindness in our daily lives and what it actually looks like. Number 1, speak with gentleness. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1 says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." I'll be the first to admit, guys, that this is a big issue of mine that I have and I've always had to work on. It's the tone in which I say things because a lot of the times I'll say things and I don't mean to come across as rude, I don't mean to come across as mean, but my tone can be a little bit too much, and so I need to be more aware of that. I need to practice speaking a lot more gentle because our tone matters. The way we respond matters, and when we are frustrated, we need to pause and we need to speak with the same kindness that we would want others to show us. So that was number 1, speak with gentleness. Number 2, choose patience over irritation. Think of the times God has been patient with you. And when someone tests your patience this week, whether it's a slow cashier, a spouse, or it's a toddler throwing a tantrum, pause for a moment and choose grace. Choose patience over irritation. Number 3, do one unexpected act of kindness every day. A very simple act of kindness you can do is something like sending a friend a text, maybe somebody that you haven't spoken to in a long time, just saying, "Hey, I just thought about you. Hope everything's going well. And hope you have a nice day." Little messages like that or little things like that, as much as we think it's something so small and insignificant, can actually really make somebody's day. Something else that you can do that's an act of kindness is pay for someone's coffee. You can offer a genuine compliment, write a note to your husband. Small acts of kindness will plant seeds of love. There's actually a commercial I remember watching one time where it's showing people doing random acts of kindness for each other. One person will do something nice for someone, then that person goes and they do something nice for someone else, and it just kind of repeats. Kindness is contagious. So if you try next time looking at someone and they kind of look serious, if you smile at them, 99% of the time, they're going to smile at you back. Unless there's that 1% where they just really don't like to smile. But most of the time, if you show kindness to somebody else, they will want to do the same in return for someone else after. So that's number 3. Do one unexpected act of kindness every day. And number 4, be kind even when it's undeserved. Okay, this is a hard one because sometimes there are people who are rude and they can be selfish and they can be mean, but we have to remember that your kindness isn't about them. It's not about them. It's about who you are in Christ. So the next time somebody cuts you off in traffic, or maybe honks at you or says something mean, just remember kindness is not about them. It's about who you are in Christ. All right, so our challenge for this week. Number 1, we are going to pray and ask God to reveal where we need to grow in kindness. This is really important. We need to set that time aside to reflect and meditate and allow God to just show us, "Hey God, where do I need to show more kindness in my life?" So that's going to be the first thing you're going to do. Then we're going to do one intentional act of kindness this week. If you can do one daily, go for it. This is a challenge. And so we want to push ourselves to grow. So if we can push ourselves to do one intentional act of kindness every day, that is great. But if not, that's okay. Baby steps. And so I'm just going to challenge us all to do at least one act of kindness this week. Next thing we're going to do is speak only words that build. And I want us to remember Thumper's mom from the movie Bambi. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. If it's not kind, don't say it, period. And lastly, extend kindness even when it's hard. Think of someone who's hurt you or frustrated you or upset you and show them love anyway. It can be as simple as just a smile. And that is going to be our challenge for this week. My beautiful friends, this week, let's be women of kindness, women who reflect Jesus not only in our words, but in our actions and even in our thoughts. I know this isn't going to be easy. Choosing kindness means dying to pride. Choosing kindness means dying to impatience, dying to entitlement. But at the end of the day, isn't that what Lent is all about? We are called to renew our hearts and to rise into the women God created us to be. And if we want to rise, we have to let go of anything that keeps us from being more like Jesus, including the excuses we make for our lack of kindness. So this week, we are going to be women who see people, love people, and choose grace over irritation, choose grace over grumbling, choose grace over impatience. Keep showing up, keep growing, keep leaning on Jesus. I am right here cheering you on. I am right here doing these challenges together with you. And I want you guys to remember that this journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Next week, we will be concluding with the seventh and final theme of our Renew and Rise series. So until next time, stay strong, stay faithful, keep rising, and keep striving to be that woman you can be proud of.